How good are we at believing our own lies? What is a problem versus what is not a problem? And what do I believe the problem is for myself versus what other people believe I might be struggling with? How much of the truth am I willing to accept in my own life? Every single one of us is struggling with something. It could be overeating. It could be not saying hi to beautiful women and making connections with people, making social connections. It could be social anxiety. It could be the inability to get out of bed early in the morning, the inability to train our body, the inability is to decide what decisions we're going to make next for our careers, which kind of relationships to fall into, and whether we should start a family. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But how much are we willing to believe? And how much are we willing to accept in terms of what it is that we're actually struggling with? And how much of that are we denying? We are too good at denying our problems, our internal problems, right? We are constantly looking at the rest of the world and finding issues about it. We're constantly looking at politics and relationships and other people and you name it, everything that's going on around the world, and we get picky with what kind of problems we see. And that's just the way we're designed. That's how we are built. We have our eyes and they're looking outward. We don't have eyes that look at us. We have built these mirrors and unfortunately they don't do a good enough job because all they give us are the feelings of inadequacy. They make us feel incomplete. Nose is too big, my head is bald, belly is too fat. That's what we see the most. What we struggle is the ability to look inside our own soul, right? We struggle to see through the self, not look at ourselves, but see through the self and identify what it is that we need to work on, what it is that we need to let go on, what it is that we need to learn, and what we should unlearn. Most of us in our adult lives, the journey of growth becomes a journey of unlearning. For most of us, that journey is just a journey of unlearning, just a journey of letting go of a bunch of information that was taught to us at such young age that we do not have any memory of it, yet it has become a part of our subconscious, and we need to let go of it. I had to let go of the belief that I was unable to talk to people. I had to let go of the belief that I was unable to carry conversations with human beings. I had to let go that it was inappropriate for me to start a conversation with someone. It was for sure inappropriate, very rude to say hello to someone that I was attracted to. What is it that you have to let go of? And you only find that answer by looking within. Most of us are unable to look within because looking within takes a lot of time. Looking within takes a lot of solitude. And in a world where we are constantly doing this, a little bit of video game that, a little bit of jerking off that, unfortunately in that world, the world that we are consistently being bombarded by all sorts of media and digital addictions, as well as other forms of addictions and habits that are not serving us, there is no time for me to be me. There's no time for you to be you. And by that I mean sit alone. There's no time for sitting alone. Don't sit alone for a minute. Sit alone for 30, for an hour, for 2 hours. Sit alone every day. Sit alone for weeks and months and years. And do not expect anything from it, but just sit. And then take that commitment and apply it to every aspect, every other practice in our lives, right? If I train my body because I want to train my body, not because I'm trying to gain any specific outcome out of that session, right? I show up because it's a thing to do. And it sounds like insanity to a world where we're constantly building goals and careers that are built on plans, right? We are such planners. We have to map out everything we do. But what I'm speaking of here is the reason why a lion eats. What I'm speaking of here is the reason why any animal in nature, I don't know, has sex, right? Who are we at our core is a form of our existence. Why do you breathe? What's the goal for breathing? There is no goal for breathing. It's a thing you do because very deep down, subconsciously, perhaps unconsciously, you are designed to breathe. You don't set a goal for breathing. That's never happened in the history of humans. I can confidently say that. No human has ever woken up and thought, I'm going to take 3,065 breaths today. That we do not operate like that. And I want to encourage you to take that level of consistent and subconscious autopilot discipline that is not relying on any source of fuel, but it just works on its own because it's supposed to, it's meant to, it's designed to. Take that level of discipline as you already do with breathing, as you already do with eating and other aspects of your life, right? And apply it to other areas, the areas of struggle, the relationships, the diets, the workouts, the social approaches. These things need to become second nature, and the only thing for us to make them second nature is to apply discipline, inject discipline, and never stop. And by never stop, this doesn't mean that you're going to do it every day for the rest of your life without ever stopping. It's not what we're talking about. Never stop means no matter how many times you stop, you get up and keep going again. There is no ending to the game. There's no loss. There's no regret. There's no guilt. There's no shame. Because no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times you quit, no matter how many days you miss, you are back on the journey the next day. As long as you take a breath, as long as your eyes open in the morning, you are on. It's on. Game is on. The commitments we make in life are substantial, and we are so bad at making commitments, right? 40-50% divorce rates out there in almost every culture in the world. We are unable to these days to commit to anything because we are so dopamine driven and constantly being dragged in different directions, right? The idea of settling and committing to anything, devoting ourselves to anything, is a ridiculous idea. It almost doesn't exist in the year of 2025, 2026, and for years to come, it's probably going to fade away more and more and more. But I want to encourage you to make a commitment with self. That's what self-care is about. That's what self-respect and self-worth is about. Make a commitment with self to use the spa once a week. Make the commitment with self to go on a walk every other day. And as we start to create commitments with ourselves and stay true to those commitments, then the larger commitments, the larger choices become easier. We get to train our way into these larger decisions. But if you haven't been able to keep a single diet, if you haven't been able to stay at the gym for longer than 3 days, if you haven't been able to consistently make approaching or social life a part of your life for longer than 2 days or 3 times that you approach in your life, there's no way you can ever maintain a quality relationship for as long as you might want to, which is potentially a lifetime, if not 3 or 5 years, right? There's so much life that is gained from experiences that require commitments, right? It could be long travels, it could be the relationships as we're speaking of, it could be education. These things require a lot of planning, a lot of investment of energy and time and money. And that's what commitments are about. But if we're unable to make them, if we're unable to make our own choices, then we struggle. And the only way to get better at them is not to make larger commitments and try our best to hang on to dear life, but it is to commit to smaller things and stay true to those commitments. Not lie to ourselves, right? I'm not going to go on a walk because my left toe hurts. Does it? And even if it does, can you still walk a little bit? Most of what I talk about, almost everything I talk about, is about our mental growth, our mental health. But almost conversely, and everything I talk about has to do with our physical existence, relating to our mental health. And that is perhaps the part that I need to spend more and more time dissecting and explaining and exploring in the following episodes. Thank you all. Have a good one.